This is the Astrology Show podcast with Jessica Adams.
Thanks, Shane. Here is your tarot and astrology for the week starting January 6. Your tarot this week is next. See tarot card meanings on my website for more. Aries, the Queen of Wands. Taurus, the Eight of Wands. Gemini, the Empress. Cancer, the King of Pentacles. Leo, the Ace of Cups. Virgo, the Eight of Pentacles. Libra, the Page of Wands. Scorpio, the Four of Cups. Sagittarius, the Nine of Cups. Capricorn, the Star. Aquarius, the Two of Pentacles. And Pisces, the Ten of Pentacles. Happy birthday if it's your birthday. The final 6 months of the year shows you a new relationship opportunity if you're single. If you are happy in a partnership, you will both take another big step. But if your partnership is unhappy, a big solution will appear in June and July. Famous birthdays include Alex Turner, who is 39 on January 6. Syd Barrett would have been 79 the same day. Paul Hester would have been 66 on January 8. David Bowie would have been 78 the same day. Shirley Bassey is 88 on January 8, and Jimmy Page is 81 on January 9. Babies born this week are internet babies and will do well with reading, writing, languages and public speaking when they are older. If you have factors in Cancer in your birth chart, then the house, the apartment, the garden, your town or country, your extended family, your household will be in reversal and rehearsal mode in the next few months. The full moon in Cancer on January 13 will be a bridge to cross with this. Have plan B and C over the next few months, as life will be slow or stop-start, and the chances of something changing are very high. Aries, the extended family or shared household now cycles backwards. It may be your son, it may be children or parents, grandparents, and so on. What you plant today could be the gift that goes on giving, but only from mid-year when Jupiter goes into Cancer. Skip the Cancer full moon on 13th of January, allow a day either side, as things are too difficult in terms of choices about the household, the family, the apartment, the house or the garden, even your town or country. Yet the bridge to cross this week is part of a huge solution later this year. In fact, although life will be stop-start, delayed and changeable from January 7 to April 18, from June 10, 2025, you will see why all of that had a bigger purpose, as it will be from June 10 that you're on your way to a much, much bigger and better life, perhaps having the keys to 2 or more homes or a hassle-free household. Your hometown may be back on your agenda from June 10. So this week is full of questions and ... but later on you'll see why it was a catalyst for something so much bigger and better that happens later. Taurus, your group zone is busy this week and it picks up friends as well. You are all going to choose which direction to take based on your karma from 18 to 19 years ago, either with the very same people or with other friends and circles from that time, as you are owed or you owe. Now, with the group and with friends, boundaries keep vanishing. At the moment, capital B boundaries is what is required, and not for the first time you'll be putting them back in. Big solutions are coming for you in terms of your brother, sister or cousin, with fantastic answers and opportunities after June 10, but they don't come out of nowhere. They come from this full moon now in Cancer on January 13, and, very importantly, Mars retrograde in Cancer, January 7 to April 18. So the story now, which is quite hard work, is the good news later, with your sibling or your cousin or for them. This will be a reversal and rehearsal. Yet, after June 10, the biggest and best cycle for life with your sibling or cousin or for them will begin, and the luck factor does not stop. until June 29, 2026. Gemini. Your ambition, position, mission, career, status, unpaid work or course is now at the point where you ditch or delegate. You rethink and reappraise based on what happened last year. May could already be in your diary as a sign-off or sign-on point for this in 2025. But even if it isn't, as you get towards the middle of this new year, you will find a situation which required two approaches all the time will end. The other story now is money and property. What is an obstacle now is a gateway in June. What goes backwards by April will send you forwards from June. Although you cross a bridge with the money, the house, the apartment, the business or the charity near January 13, and you find yourself in a stop, start or stuck situation by April 18, from this reversal in your life or this endless rehearsal comes the biggest and best in June. So January 13 is a bridge to cross. January 7 to April 18 is back and forth, but financially, from June 10, 2025 until June 29, 2026, you could make or save a fortune. Cancer. The triple whammy of Mars retrograde in Cancer until April, a full moon in Cancer this week, and then Jupiter in Cancer from June, says that life is about your image. That's your title and your internet face, your brand and your name, who you are on film, your reputation and your physical appearance. Cross the bridge on January 13, then allow for stop, start and go slow from January 7 to April 18 with Mars retrograde. Yet all of this to and fro, bridge crossing and stop start is part of a fantastic reboot or relaunch, which starts on June 10, 2025 and takes you through to June 29, 2026. That is an incredible opportunity or solution for your exterior or your external that has not come along for 12 years. And if you have anything in Aries in your birth chart, you can double that message. Whatever is going on now may be about how you appear to be or how you sell yourself, your name, title, physical appearance and so on, but on the inside it's so much more. And even though you are going to be doing a lot of stop-start, rethinking and rehearsing for a few months now, just remember the second half of this year you'll see what part it had to play in a terrific relaunch. Leo, you have both your work, career, academic and unpaid work sectors lit up this week. So it's time to start aiming for freedom with your concept, your brainwave, your plan or your idea. Uranus in Taurus is about being liberated. And although you've set yourself free a few times since 2018, here comes another Independence Day. Also this week, it is about life on the inside and being alone. There is a big, important new focus on your religion, tarot, Buddhism, therapy, meditation, hypnosis, mediumship or psychic. Allow for reversal and rehearsal until April, but this solitary hidden part of your life will take off on a huge level after June this year. Even though the full moon in Cancer on January 13 is an obstacle, not an answer, and even though you will go back and forth with this part of your life from January 7 until April 18, later on it will all make sense, no matter if it was the Church of England or self-help. From June 10, 2025 to June 29, 2026, this hidden, solitary part of your life is extremely good news and in fact will even change your life. Virgo. There is a Cancer full moon building which suggests that you are coming full circle and going to a full stop on a story involving a friend and a group. Mars is also going backwards in the same chart zone from January to April. So everything is stuck or stop-start for quite a few months socially, with social media or with a trade union, a band, a charity, an army unit, and so on, any organised group of people. Any action plan with the club, the society, the association and so on is actually the catalyst for really fantastic news from June, as the second half of next year sees Jupiter in Cancer in your zone of friends and groups. So the bridge to cross on January 13 and the stop-start situation from January 7 to April 18 does actually have a point to it. You'll realise why. From June 10 until June 29, 2026, almost a full year, where you realise that everything that was happening earlier in 25 was the catalyst for something so good and so overdue as you go through into 2026. Libra. We have a full moon in Cancer in your zone of status, position, mission and ambition, and there are big questions coming here about how you want the year to be in terms of your rank, your unpaid work, your study, your paid work, and so on. Good things happen in the second half of this year, right through to the middle of 2026. There may be a promotion, a big hit, a new job, acceptance into a prestigious course, elevation through marriage, and so on. The 10th house is about status, career, university, or unpaid work, but also where you are in the hierarchy or the pecking order. Now, this week is about tough now, terrific later. The bridge to cross on January 13 gets you across, and even if you are on stop-start, go slow and stuck until April, later on you will realise that everything had its part to play, as from June 2025 to June 2026, Jupiter in Cancer will give you offers and opportunities and solutions, the like of what you've not seen in 12 years. Scorpio. With the South Node in Virgo now, in your zone of groups, there is a karmic closure coming with a sisterhood or a brotherhood, however you like to call it. It may be a political party, a rock band, or just a group of friends. But karma from 18 or 19 years ago is rolling, and either with these people or with other friends and groups back then, you are quite clearly owed, or you owe on some level. And now that karma has to complete, which it will take all year to do. This week sees the full moon in Cancer in your zone of foreigners and foreign countries. So on January 13, there is a bridge to cross. There is no perfect, no matter if this is about a holiday, emigration, foreigners in your town or country, or international relations or export. The bridge to cross has to be gotten past, and then you do have a stop-start situation from January 7 to April 18 with Mars retrograde. But it is all part of something so much bigger and better. So even though you will find yourself reversing or rehearsing with foreigners and foreign countries until April 18, it will make sense to you from June 10, 2025 until June 29, 2026, when the biggest and best opportunities and solutions in over 12 years are coming. Sagittarius. Well, it's about the money and property this week. A full moon in Cancer against the Sun in Capricorn. Mars retrograde in Cancer until April. All of this is about agreements over a house or apartment, or partnership finance, banking, possessions, a mortgage, insurance, pension, and so on. If you have anything in Taurus in your birth chart, then you can double that message. The full moon on January 13 is a full stop. It's not a new paragraph. In fact, if you were to begin anything new, you would be swimming against the tide, Sagittarius, financially, as you also have Mars retrograde in Cancer from January 7 to April 18. So the numbers may be stop-start, go slow, or subject to cancellation later, or the house, the shares, the business, the apartment, the charity, and so on may also be rolling backwards and forwards. There is method to this universal stitch-up, though, because later on you gain. In fact, the money that you save or make from June 10, 2025 until June 29, 2026 is going to be partly down to this week and partly down to the go slow and stop-start until April. So, even though the numbers are not lined up yet, they will be in the second half of this year when you will save or make money if you take the opportunities. Capricorn. Well, you're going into 2025 with lots of patterns in your finance and property zone, business too. You will be juggling roles, rights and responsibilities as you both or you all have to reach agreement about who has the control, and that will happen by February. This week is part of the adding up in your head as you know about the numbers, the assets or maybe the debt, but what you actually need to do is add up where your power is or where your power is not. This week also sees a full moon in Cancer on January 13, and that's going to fall in your zone of duets and duels. So this is your other half, or it's the other side. There will be delays and stop-start action involving this person from January 7 to April 18, and January 13 itself is a difficult bridge to cross. No two ways about it. This might be your marriage, or it might be the third person in a love triangle. It may be your work partnership, or it may be a legal battle that you're having. As I've said, it's the other side, or it's your other half. Even though you do cross a bridge on January 13, and life is stop, start and stuck from January 7 to April 18, it all has a purpose. There is an astonishing opportunity or solution for you starting in June, and looking back, you will realise this week had an awful lot to do with it. In fact, from June 2025 until June 2026, the biggest and best solution and an opportunity cycle for your partnerships or your battles is coming, and you've not seen it in 12 years. Aquarius. The nodes are moving into Virgo and Pisces, ruling your finance and property. The money go around is now about karma. You are owed or you owe from 18 or 19 years ago. If you were generous with others at that time, it will come back to you. And if you owe on any level, well, your horoscope says that spiritual repayment is now required all year. This week is also about your physical and mental health, Aquarius. The full moon on January 13 shows you there is no perfect. It could be your health insurance company, or it might be your food. Yet from this will come a terrific solution or opportunity for your health or your mental health in about 6 months. Mars retrograde in Cancer from January 7 to April 18 is also going to keep you on stop-start and go slow, maybe stuck with your physical or mental health. For example, joining a gym, they're not sticking to it, and yet whatever is going round in circles will be the catalyst for fantastic solutions and outcomes from June. In fact, Jupiter, the lucky planet, in your mental and physical health zone from June 10, 2025 to June 29, 2026, offers you more than you've seen in years with your well-being on all fronts. This week has a part to play in your future expansion. Pisces. Your birth chart this week is triggered at the sign of Cancer by a full moon on the 13th. There are clear new choices about stepchildren, godchildren, sons and daughters, courtship, romance, and a younger generation. But first, you must pass a crossroads or a bridge. A full moon is always a full stop. It is always opposite the sun. So there are so many factors here, Pisces. Pros and cons, yes and no, stop and go. You also have Mars retrograde until April. So between January and April, particularly this week, it may feel as if things are not coming together as they should. They're not following in chronological order, or the jigsaw pieces are missing. Yet when it comes to close relationships or a younger generation, everything that's happening now and by April has a part to play in future opportunities and solutions. In fact, the biggest and best is coming, Pisces. Even though this week is a crossroads, you will find that later on, once you are past the delays until April 18, you are in a wonderful new phase from June 10, 2025 until June 29, 2026, when solutions involving, for example, your daughter, or new opportunities for example, with dating, start to line up for you. It's then in June 25 that you will look back at January to April earlier and realise that what did not come together or was not perfect also had its part to play in future opportunities. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch up with you next week.